Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back with another Sister Wives Season 6 review. I'm gonna have to be honest, this episode really made me mad because I really feel like some of what Truly went through could have been avoided, but I'm trying to show a little bit of grace because I understand that we all have different parenting styles and we always don't know what may be going on with our children. But I just can't help but be bothered by the fact that I feel like some of what truly went through could have been avoided. You all let me know your thoughts down below. If you disagree with me, that's okay. I could be wrong. I just found myself being really bothered by how the ball was kind of dropped in this situation. And I feel like it started with Cody, continued on with the doctors, and thankfully, Christine intervened at some point and saw that it was even more severe than she realized. But we'll get to it, and I'll try not to be too judgmental during that scene. Okay, so let's begin the episode. After coming back from their trip to San Francisco, we know that Truly was sick. Truly got sick while they were gone. So Christine took Truly to the doctor, and she found out that what Truly had was the flu. Now, we can debate down below whether or not Christine should have been doing certain things, like what we're going to see her do later on in the episode, going shopping and stuff for this commitment celebration when her child is sick. But that's what happened. So she leaves Truly, who she knows has the flu and is not feeling well, because it is evident from every scene that we've seen with Truly since them being back that Truly is not her normal self. Because anytime prior to this, when we see Truly, she's running around, she's talking a whole bunch. She has a very great vocabulary for a 3-year-old. Like, she's into a lot of things and things of that nature. So to see her so somber, so quiet, so just there, you know something's wrong. We find out that Aspen's going to watch her because there's not a lot of time left and they have to get ready for this commitment ceremony. As I stated earlier, this statement really irritates me. Maybe I'm being too hard on Christine and the family, but to me, that child's health should have came before anything involving that commitment ceremony. And if they were that pressed to get things done, they could have taken pictures of certain options and showed it to Christine rather than having Christine go out with them to do that stuff. Just my opinion. Let me know yours. Cody says they have a lot of stuff to get done before the ceremony, and it's always difficult to have the 5 of them agree on things. We see them go to this flower shop where they decide that they want to do like flowers and leaves and things of that nature. Despite Janelle not really being into the idea at first, she now finds that she's really excited about this and picking things out. When asked what the flowers are for by the owner, they say that they're celebrating their homes as well as them being back together. And we find out from Cody that they're really doing this to validate their relationship in front of their friends. But we all know that even though they did all of this, they truly weren't back together at this point. In my opinion, this was a facade. Cody may have been acting here too. I'm looking at all of this now, and before, I feel like we all had these blinders on because we were taking what these people were telling us as the truth, and we weren't taking into account all the things that we see and hear now and all the things that have been said as recently as season 18, as well as the things that we've read in the book. And I just feel like majority of the things that comes out of Cody's mouth is a lie. And as a result, I don't know what to trust at this point when it comes to the things that he's saying, because you're so gung-ho about this commitment ceremony and what it means. Yet here now you're telling us that you didn't even love these ladies. So I don't know how to feel about the whole commitment ceremony, especially when you have a sick child. So they all agree that they like calla lilies and Cody. The owner recommends doing branches, and then they talk about a tree, and Christine is like, oh, the tree of life. They all get excited about it. Robin's like, yes, because it's a symbol of us putting down our roots. And they all, are like, yes, we want to do this. We want that to be our theme. So my question is, did TLC pay for this like they did Cody and Robin's wedding? Because I'm looking at the flowers that they're picking out. I'm looking at the description of the cakes and how many people they want to be able to serve and all this other things. And I'm like, where did y'all get this money for this stuff? Seriously. Did TLC, if anybody knows, put money into this? Because we found out from the book that TLC paid for Robin and Cody's wedding. So did they help with this too? We then see them go to pick out this cake that Cody lets the designers know that he wants to be shaped like a tree. They spent so much time focusing on the non-important things like the optics, this mission statement, things of that nature, that they didn't even apply to their family, because they had to have this mission state, but they forgot about what really mattered, which was working on their family dynamic. Instead of sitting here and making time for one another to plan this event, they should have just been making time for one another to learn how to function as a family. They shouldn't be here going shopping. They should be setting up a session with Nancy or whomever they decide to choose to have multiple counseling sessions to prepare them for their new dynamics, walking through their issues. But no, instead we're going to walk through our checkbooks or TLCs to pay for this wedding. I'm sorry, not this wedding, this commitment ceremony that they're treating like a wedding. They want to put a Band-Aid on everything, so that's what they're going to do, and we, the viewers, will continue to watch. Janelle, being the person who is always concerned about finances, except for later on when it came to herself, because she did not protect herself, but she starts freaking out because she said that basically listening to what Cody wants, because he wants this big tree cake, and they were talking about how they would have to use metal and wood and all this other stuff so that they could do the trunk and the branches and all of that. It's going to be really expensive. But we're supposed to believe that Cody has always been this frugal person. It's amazing how things change once he started getting those TLC checks and he got his diesel Jean model Robin. We find out that the original design that Cody wants is going to be $8,500. I want to know what the size of the cake was, because they end up not going with that. They still want something similar design, but they're going to go a lot smaller, but they left out the price of that. Why did they leave that out? Why didn't we hear that? May I once again add that this is the family who's told us time and time again that they've been struggling financially, that they're mortgage poor, that they don't know what colleges their kids should be going to, that Leon shouldn't be going to such an expensive college and all these other things because of the price of money. But here we have them willing to waste all of this money on a commitment ceremony, on a ceremony that shows everyone else, all their friends and family, as Cody put it, that they're committed to one another. If their commitment is supposed to be so deeply ingrained, because there's a spiritual aspect of it that we're not privy to, and even with Robin and Cody getting married, that we were not allowed to see because of how divine it is, why did we need to do this ceremony? It's a formality. Once again, it's about the optics. We then see that it's a new day. Leon is getting ready for college. We are told that Mary does not want Leon to take too many things from their room. They're also going to be doing a birthday party and a going away party for Leon. Cody comes over the day before Leon is scheduled to leave to surprise Leon with a car, but they have to go car shopping. He said, look, I saw 2 cars. One is newer than the other. One is gray. One is white. We don't see it, but we know that Leon did get the gray car. We then see Christine, who looks a little flustered, and she's letting us know that although today they're doing the whole celebration for Leon, that she's going to be taking Truly to the doctor, because basically what happened was Truly was laying in the bed. Christine came in the room, noticed that Truly's eyes were crossed, And she says something to McKelty about it. McKelty's like, yeah, she's been doing that all morning. Christine says she's lethargic and she's just sitting here. It's been 5 days of her being sick. Okay, parents, and this goes back to my struggles. If your child is this sick, doctors don't always get it right. And sometimes you have to advocate for your child even more. And I know it's hard because there are times you will get told no. Trust me, I've been through it. When my child was young, especially when we moved to this area, out of nowhere, my child started getting chronic ear infections that happened because of the allergies and the drainage. And they kept trying to give my child amoxicillin, but it does not work for him. And I would tell the doctor, look, you're going to give me this prescription and my child is still going to be in pain because amoxicillin does not work on my child. I need something in a different family as far as infection control, or something that will clear it up, because the amoxicillin isn't going to work. So Christine did what she was supposed to do by taking her child to the hospital because she saw that there was something else wrong, okay? I will give her credit for that, because if she didn't, truly could have easily, unfortunately, went into permanent kidney failure and passed. This situation was very, very, very severe, very serious. And I still don't think that all the family members really understand just how bad it got. I think that Christine is aware, but I don't think that some of the rest of them get it. Anyways, at least not until later, right? She takes her to the doctor by herself because she says that she knows that Cody is busy with Mary and Leon, because remember, they're going to get the car. Let me remind you, we are told often by Cody that Christine is such a bad sister wife. Yet here is Christine with her child being extremely sick to the point where her eyes are crossing, and Christine, being the good sister wife that she is, does not contact her husband and ask him to please come. But she's not good. You know, she's a selfish sister wife. Remember that, you guys. Cody is aware that Christine took Truly to the pediatrician, but when he gets back from the car shopping, he's so tired that he has to take a nap. If I heard that my child's eyes were crossing all day, and I saw how sick that we've seen Truly has been for the past couple of days, there's no way I would be laying down in another wife's bed taking a nap. Do you guys think that this is okay? Am I looking too far into this? Maybe I am, and if I am, it's fine. Maybe it's because of some things that I've been through personally that I feel this way, but it really, really bothered me to see him just laying there while Christine, who needed his support, was at that hospital by herself. The pediatrician says, look, this is serious. You have to go to the emergency room. When you're talking about eyes crossing, he says that this is a sign of kidney failure, meningitis. It could even be a tumor. It's something really serious. It's a big deal. We are then... Okay, I was going on a little rant here. I said, we are made to be told that Cody is so actively involved in these kids' lives, and he's such a good father. But Robin goes into the room to wake Cody up from his nap to let him know about Truly. Oh, so Christine sends out a message letting them know all about Truly. And Cody, I guess, didn't hear the message, because even though he knows something serious is going on with his child, and he knows that his wife had to take his child at that point to the pediatrician, at that time he didn't know about the ER yet, you would think that he would have his ringer on so that he can find out immediately if something is wrong with his child. But he obviously didn't. Probably had it on silent or something, because he didn't get the notification that something was going on with Truly. So Robin comes in, tells him, look, she's going to the ER. He's like, the ER? He leaves. Robin's like, make sure you tell us what's going on. In that moment, do I think that Robin was really concerned? I actually do. He goes out. I said he should have been by his child's side. Once again, I might be being a little hard on him, but I just feel like for her to be 3 and for this to be so severe, and you know she hasn't been drinking, and you know that she's been sick, I think that you will want to make sure you're there. Christine is then beating herself up for not knowing how serious everything was, and for her eyes being crossed. She's now wondering if her child is going to live. I felt bad for Christine in that moment because I don't want to, even though I'm coming down hard on Christine, I don't want it to seem like I'm blaming Christine. I just feel like the ball was dropped in some instances because the child being sick to me means more than that commitment ceremony. And maybe if Christine was around instead of out shopping with the family, maybe Christine could have noticed that, Truly didn't have any fluids in her, or that she was getting worse, something along those lines. Please understand, I still like Christine. Christine is going to be my favorite. This situation really bothers me. Because when you see a child that's hooked up to all these tubes and monitors and stuff like that, it just changes. It changes the way you feel about certain things. And I know I don't wish that on anyone. And seeing this and seeing how I just felt like Cody didn't. I know. Let me leave it alone. Cody calls Mary to tell her that they brought in a kidney specialist, and at this point they're concerned about kidney failure. Cody's saying that one small thing shut down her kidneys. This is not a small thing. When a child is sick, there's a reason why they say make sure you give them lots of fluids. It's partially because of things like this. Pedialyte, popsicles, things of that nature, all stuff that parents should have in their home when their children get sick. And if it goes where it's a whole day or two of them not drinking, you might as well get ready to take them to the hospital because they're going to need some form of IV because they're dehydrated. It's what happens, unfortunately, sometimes. We see Logan explaining everything to the family about what's going on, because we know that Logan a lot of times did take that head of the household role when it came to his siblings. They are standing in a circle. They ask Aspen to pray, and as Aspen begins to pray, she breaks down crying, saying that she's just scared and she's stressed. Janelle then speaks about how proud she is of Aspen and McKelty because they've been raised to take care of things when it comes to their younger siblings, and they're doing that. The bird then adds that, yes, this is how we raised our kids. We raised our kids to be able to do things out, on their own. And I'm saying, who is we? Because Robin was not a part of that, and Robin has not raised her kids to do things on their own. So who is we? Seriously. The hope is to get Truly's kidneys working again so they can send her home by giving her this medicine that is designed to get the kidneys working, to help her urinate and things of that nature. She gets the medicine, and that's that. Aspen was upset because she felt like nobody was really taking it seriously. And I could see that. She said, our little baby's in the hospital right now with kidney failure. I definitely could see how Aspen would feel that way because everybody was sitting around celebrating, having a party, but it didn't seem like the normal Brown party. So I do think that they were a little concerned. Everybody just doesn't show their emotions the same way. Mary then tells Cody that with Truly being sick, I don't think you need to come with us. Leon seems sad about it, but Leon says they understand. Leon is told to use this time to say goodbye to everyone. We don't see all the goodbyes, but I'm assuming that some of them were touching. I'm guessing that Cody was not allowed to stay at the hospital because Christine is the only parent that stayed there. She said it was a rough night and Truly kept wanting her to cuddle with her, but she couldn't stay in the bed that long because it wasn't safe. Cody, to me, should have been there. I don't know what the rules were, but be there to support your wife. Come in the morning and see Leon off. But to not be there for Christine during that period, I think Christine spent a lot of nights by herself at the hospital. We see that Leon is getting ready to leave. Aspen comes over to say goodbye. Cody calls Christine, has Christine on speakerphone to find out what's going on and what time the doctor is going to come so they could hear about, like what the next step is and all those other things. I don't know who's calling me. He then takes that time to ask her about how the medication that they gave her to pee is working. This is the stuff that I'm talking about with Cody, because they gave her that medication earlier in the day, the other day, and you're asking about it the next day, how it's going. Did it make her pee? So did he not have a debriefing with Christine the night before to talk to her about all of these things? I just felt like he wasn't as connected as he tried to make it seem. He sees Leon off, then arrives in time at the hospital for the consultation to find out that they're going to do abdominal dialysis. Cody stays at the hospital so Christine can come home, take a shower, and get some things. And Christine looks exhausted. We find out that they're going to give Truly a catheter as well as dialysis. They do this, and after 14 hours, it's still not working. She's still puffy. She feels icky. Her chemicals are off. Cody says that she's only 3, but it's like she's giving up. He told her that if she pees in her diaper, then they're going to have a princess pee-poo party. That, to me, with him saying that he told her that, sounds like a father. When he said that, and Christine started getting emotional, I found myself getting a little emotional too, because that's what Christine needed from him. Christine needed his support. Christine said, when he said this, her eyes began to twinkle, talking about Truly, because something about that resonated with her. It's like when he told her that, I need your brain to go ahead and let you go to the bathroom, that Truly got a sparkle in her eye because it came from her daddy. They had to increase her dose of medication and things of that nature in dialysis. Christine is explaining all this to her mother, and they're hoping that with the increased dosage that it will get things into gear. As Christine is crying in confessional, Cody is saying that they were told by a nurse that most times in these cases, the children who are this severe, they don't expect them to leave, which shows that Truly, no matter what your belief system is a miracle. And the fact that she survived all of that and she was able to come out with the attitude that she had, just shows, how awesome and amazing she is. Day 9, Truly is starting to feel better. The dialysis is starting to work and her numbers are finally down. It took between 8 to 9 days for it to get to that point. Aspen is there to see her, and she's so amazed at how much better she looks that she's kind of worried that it's too good to be true. The family then gathers, where they're told over the phone that Truly will be coming home the next day. We see that both the parents and the kids are ecstatic. We find out that Truly ends up being in the hospital for a total of 11 days. That's how serious this was, you guys. She walks in the door and she's wobbly and a lot thinner, but she's so happy to see everybody. Christine says that those first 9 days were the scariest. Cody says that's where they reconnected and that it was all a wake-up call. So Cody says everything about their lives doesn't matter when it comes to the health of your child. I do agree with that. We see the Princess Pooh party, and Truly said that she's happy to be out of the hospital, drinking her tea. At the tea party, she had so much fun. Christine said that it made her a better mom. It made her focus more on her children, talk to her children more, and really put down things for them. She then thanks her sister wives for helping her, because she said as she watched some of the other mothers in the hospital and how their lives were put on hold, she was thankful that they were there to help her. Janelle speaks about how surprised she is by Christine's strength, because she says that Christine is normally more emotional and that she has a bigger backbone than she thought. True emotions to me show strength. I can't speak for everybody else, But I know that growing up in my family, that the dynamic that I've created in my home was different than what I had. So I didn't come from a family that was very emotional. We didn't tell each other that I love you. We didn't do a whole bunch of hugging and things of that nature. If I cried, I was told to tighten up or to stop being so weak. And I've learned over the years that being emotional, being vulnerable is really a sign of strength. And if you don't know it, hear it from me. Hear me and what I'm saying. It's okay to be emotional at times. So the fact that Janelle saw, her normally being emotional, and now she's like, okay, yeah, she's emotional, but she's a lot stronger than I thought that she did, than I thought she was. Good for Christine and good for Janelle in realizing that. That's the end of that part. We see Leon and Mary arrive with a bunch of stuff at the college. Mary says overall it was fun given the situation. And that's the end of that. Cody talks about family and how important it is and all these other things. And I hope that he meant it, but his actions now show that he doesn't. You all, if I was too harsh on Christine, forgive me. But I don't want to tell too much of my personal story, but this was really kind of triggering for me, if I'm being completely transparent without being completely transparent. I've been that person who was in the hospital alone with my child, and I know all the emotions that are associated with that when you feel like they're in a situation where they will no longer be here. And I know how lonely it is, and I know how much you want somebody to be there. So for me, seeing Cody not being there, being on the phone instead of not being there, laying in Robin's bed instead of not being there, doing all these other things instead of not being there for me, for Christine, bothered me. Because in this whole 11-day span, Cody got to go home and sleep in a bed every night. We didn't hear that he stayed at the hospital. We heard that it was Christine. And I feel like Cody was just given so much more credit than he deserved. And we missed a lot of the writing on the wall. You guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Like the video. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would like to be there sooner than later. Until next time.